The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of its host, Urban Arts Enterprises, its advertisers, or affiliates, and are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. What up, y'all? What up? What up? Y'all know what it is. Listen, if I don't believe in nothing else, I believe in consistency. You understand me? And that's why, no matter what happens, every single Tuesday at 7 o'clock, you're going to see Inside Stepping pop up in your feed, on your live, on your whatever, your YouTube, especially your YouTube, because that's where the majority of my audience resides. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I want to thank you for coming through, hanging out, checking in. Bernice Newsom Short, I see you. I see, let me see, who all do I see? Hey, Valeria, that's my girl right there. Miss Connor. Maddie B is in the building. Sharice Wright. Patrice Robbins. I see y'all. Thank you for coming through. My man Pretty Ricky is in the building. What's up, baby? Church on the move, you dig? So look here, y'all. Says something has happened a little choppy. I don't know what that's about. But it may be on your end. Just maybe. Because everything looks real smooth from where I'm sitting. You dig? So look, check this out, y'all. Tonight, y'all know all year long, here at Inside Stepping, we do everything in our power. And when I say our, I mean me. I do everything in my power to try and make sure that we provide information, inspiration, send a positive message, and try and keep y'all on the wood and give you good things to think about and talk about, and ways to move in the community that'll benefit you and hopefully save you a check. You dig? Jerome Cook, I see you. What's happening, my man? Thank you for coming in. So here's the deal. Tonight's show, what we're going to do is I'm going to let you guys talk. I want to talk about, just things. We're going to keep it real loose tonight, y'all. But I am going to tell you up front, y'all might as well go out, hit your local grocery store and get your popcorn and get ready for next week's show. Because next week's show, it's going to be a barn burner, baby. I got my man Chase, L.A. Chase, coming through, and we got a topic for y'all that's going to blow your socks off. And it is a sequel to a previous topic. But in the meantime, tonight, y'all, we're going to keep it real light. But what I do want to do is I want to give everyone an opportunity to talk yourselves. You can either ask your question in the chat, or you can actually call in on Facebook Messenger. And if you want to do that, you can actually go to my Facebook page, Brian Forbes, and just click on the little camera and call in. And you will be on the show, and you can talk about anything you want to talk about. You can ask any questions you want to ask. Val Wells, I see you. Thank you for coming through. Tony Johnson in the house. Darlene Mans, hey, baby. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about if you have any questions. And let me tell you something. Before, a lot of people, when we've tried to do this before, people are not as quick. Janelle Anderson, hey, to call in or discuss things, because people are generally afraid to speak. They don't want to offend. They like to keep things politically correct, or they may feel embarrassed because of something that they may or may not know. But I'm going to tell y'all, Deborah Wright and Janet Wooten, how y'all doing, that I'm like it was when you were in school. The only dumb question is the one that you don't ask. And what we don't do, and when I say we, I mean I, don't do, is judge people, because all of us started somewhere in this dance. All of us are in wherever we are in this dance. And there's no other person who can determine your trajectory in this dance except you. There's no other person who can criticize your dance. And I don't mean that in a way to say, I don't mean to say, like you shouldn't take constructive criticism or have someone who knows what they're saying to help you in your dance. That's not what I mean. But I do mean that People need to learn to stay in their lane. So if there are things, and trust me, I get a lot of questions offline. But sometimes some of the things that get discussed offline would oftentimes be better discussed online because there are other people who will benefit from those conversations. So I'm giving everyone an opportunity to do that tonight. I'm always the one doing all the talking. So I want to let y'all talk tonight. I want to let y'all have a word, have a say to speak on it. Amazing. Yes, I see you. Thank you for coming through. Wise Cat, what's happening, baby? Selexi Design. Interesting. So I want to, I'm giving y'all an opportunity to speak on what you want to speak on next week, y'all. Oh, before I go there, let me give a shout out to my man Dark Kim. He's got a set coming up, y'all, in next year in March 1st of 2024. Dark Kim Productions presents 7 p.m. to midnight, Stepping in Denim, and that's going to be at Stephen M. Bailey Auditorium, 1340 West Washington. Now, let me tell you, that is a really nice place. He had a set there last year that I went to, and man, I tell you, that is a beautiful, beautiful spot. It's kind of like, it reminds you of the Grand Ballroom. Really nice place. I enjoyed it. So shouts out to my man Dark and Wanda Scales. What's up, Slim? I see you. DJ JC in the house. So we got the lines open. Like I said, if you want to chime in, you're welcome to. You can come right through on my Facebook Messenger if you like. Just on some, you want to just have a conversation. If you got something to say, if you just want to chop it up a little bit on Inside Stepping, tonight is your night. Everybody gets a shot. And if you don't particularly care for it, you can also just go ahead and put your question in the messenger, and I will respond accordingly. Hey, Tony Holt. Is that Tanya? What's up, girl? Let's see. We have a message from Sharice Wright. She says, there is one particular social media personality whom I find very irritating. She's always criticizing folks. One man she was talking about is old school and ain't for none. She definitely needs to do her research on who she's referring to before she finds herself in an uncomfortable situation. Very interesting. Sharice, let me address that because I'm not sure who you're speaking of, but I can say this. And I guess while we're on that topic, let me address social media and the social media personalities. There are more social media outlets popping up in the stepping arena, if you will. Tanya, you silly. Okay. No more government names. My bad. I'm going to have to come up. Oh, that's right. They refer to you as ooey. Let's just leave that there. All right, ooey. Here's the situation when it comes to, and this applies to a lot of other areas, not just the social media area of stepping. Understand this here. A lot of people who have come into this arena, the stepping world, if you will, the stepping culture, are, for the very most part, fairly new. And when I say new, I'm talking people who have been in this thing over the last 10, sometimes 20 years. That's actually new. Now, you would think that within those 20 years, that there would be people who would have a lot better understanding and better ability to navigate the community without necessarily stepping on toes. Hey, Charles E., what's up, baby? That's my girl right there, Charles E. Heilig. I'm sorry, DJ. I forgot your new DJ name. Please put that out there so I can put you on blast. She's going into the dance. There, my girl Charles E. going into the DJ arena. And Charles E. has a long history in this dance, and we're talking well over 20, 30 years. And because of that alone, we know, and of course, she's got the legendary Barry Heilig as her brother, who is a well-known and famous DJ in the game, DJ Sparkle. Thank you, ma'am. And he And I already know she's going to be an automatic shoe-in as a fantastic DJ because of her knowledge and history of this dance, which applies to what I'm about to get at with this this commentary. A lot of people coming into this are fairly new, and they see things and they draw conclusions based on these things. And when that happens, they are, what I find is that the people who are often the most expressive, the loudest, oftentimes become, and I'm going to give you a new word, the wrongest. It's nothing worse than being wrong and loud. We have to be careful about, and I don't want to say, well, let me back up. Okay, so when a person draws a conclusion about someone and makes that opinion public, then of course everyone knows where they stand on it. But the question becomes, is their opinion one that is valid or is it relevant? Everybody is entitled to one. I stopped getting, and I don't want to use the word upset, but I stopped getting myself in too much of a tizzy by things being said. A friend of mine taught me many, many years ago, an OG. He said that when you learn to understand people, when you learn to understand where they're coming from, or you have some idea of their background, you begin to understand that the things that come out of their mouth, they often know not what they say. And so you have to almost give people's ignorance a pass. There are things that get said about me, as an example. I do not only do they usually not bother me, mainly because the people saying them don't know me. Because here's what you got to remember. Those who know you know better. Those who don't matter to you don't count. So at the end of the day, when a person is faced with someone who speaks out of turn and talks about a person's or whatever they have to say with your example, whatever they have to say about someone, and it's not rooted in any sort of in anything for that matter, it's just their opinion. Well, I say let them have it. People tend to learn the hard way. They do and say things that oftentimes they can't take back. And the ones that end up looking like an ass is usually them later on. And it's not a matter of what people say. It's a matter of how you respond to what's being said. Now, I think I did a thing last week where I talked about the difference between reaction and response. We can react. Reaction is something that takes place when we don't give any thought to it. A response is what comes from a thought. Let's see. You say she called him a clown on her live while he was dancing. Well, again, we're talking about people who oftentimes, this, and I'm kind of glad you brought this up, but here's what you got to understand. There are people around this dance who have, again, only been in it for a very short time. And what they know is what they've been given. It's what they've been taught. It's what they understand as this dance. A lot of times is they don't know anything about the history or the actual culture. And a lot of them don't want to know it. Eventually, it ends up coming back to kind of slap them a little bit. But most times they don't want to know this stuff. And so they make commentary like that based on their limited knowledge. Sometimes you just got to leave them where you find them. Wanda just says her new philosophy is, I will meet you where you take me. That's interesting, Wanda. You're going to have to expand on that one. You got to, and Wise Cat says you got to eat the meat and spit out the bones. There you go. But you know what? The funny thing about that, though, Wise Cat, is that a lot of people don't even recognize the meat from the bone sometimes. they bite into all of it. And unfortunately, they break their teeth or get their teeth broken. You know, there's a lot of things that are being addressed and are coming to light in regard to a lot of things that are actually going on around the community. Val Well says some go by hearsay, like the same telephone by the time the embellished story gets around. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. There are people around this community who dislike other people because of something someone else said and not their own experiences. Sadly, because I've been around people who I attempted to give the benefit of the doubt to in their own, what my best expression is, their own shortcomings. But even in doing so, people tend to, people are gonna be who they're gonna be. I mean, let's just keep that where it's at. People are gonna do what they're gonna do. Okay. The question is, how much of it are you prepared to deal with in your daily life or in your step in life? And when you figure out who's who, you figure out how to move. You move with those that are moving with you, and you move away from those that are moving against you. It's as simple as that. And hopefully that's all of it that is required. Sometimes people push you a little further than, necessary. They like to, you draw a line, they like to run all the way up to it and test the water. You know what I mean? But you know what they say, keep poking the bear. Wanda says, when you try to acknowledge, be nice, or just accept things that people are doing and saying. So I say, I will meet you where you take me. Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Now I got you. So that you'll understand when you come at me wrong or right. That's exactly how I'll respond to you. Absolutely. You got to, you equal energy, Wanda. And I agree with you 100%. But you know what? Even in that case, I've learned to not even give that much energy to it. Most of the time it's not worth it. The people are not worth the energy to even get. I'm not going to return it. You can keep that. You say what you got to say, do what you got to do. And I'm gonna holler at you. Jamal says difference between fruit and rocks. Absolutely. I agree. Thank you for the compliment on my hat, ma'am. Come to Miami so we can step, please. Loving the hat. Who's doing something in Miami? Anybody? I know. No, I don't know about Miami. Anyway, well, bottom line is, going back to Sharice, there are going to be people who are going to make commentary and say things. Every now and then, it deserves checking or being spoken upon. But if we do it in love, now I know that's a strange thing coming from me, but when you hear a person say something like that, I believe that a commentary like that oftentimes deserves a question rather than a comment or a response. More like, well, if you think they look like a clown, could you, would you mind explaining what you mean? Just so we get some understanding and some clarity. Again, we have people that are new around here, stuff they don't know. There's stuff that they don't, they don't get, stuff that they don't understand. And they, in their mind, they see. I tell you what, I was at an event some years ago, and I had a young lady who had only been stepping, I guess, about 2 or 3 years. And she questioned me about two men dancing together. And I responded to her by having to give a lightweight history lesson and an explanation as to what that was and why that was. I've had to do that on more than one occasion. It has a tendency to be a thing of very serious curiosity to some people. But unless they've been around this community long enough, or they have been from the time when I came up in the dance, they wouldn't understand that. And so rather than get upset with somebody who questions that, it's better to give an explanation in love and understanding that if they're going to, as they maintain themselves in this dance and in this culture, they haven't seen it just once, they're going to see it again. And now, as a matter of fact, there is a resurgence, if you will, of more of it coming back. And it's not a matter of two men just getting out there and, doing what a man and a woman does. There is a difference. And for those who are paying attention, you understand that, and you will begin to understand it even more as time goes on, as the step and walk and actual original dance is returning to the fold in major ways. Um, let's see. Tony Johnson says, I tell you one great thing that transpired from stepping, because stepping is global now and not just us Chicagoans anymore. In result of that, have met so many people across the country because of a dance I learned in a basement or at the rec center. So yeah, stepping made us find friends all over America. Thank God for Chicago style stepping. I have a lot of associates nationwide. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. That is one absolutely accurate fact. And I, like you, very much appreciate that as well. Uh, my man Reggie Miles in the building. Reggie said the game was given to me like this. Remember your ABCs. Always be cool. Reggie, thank you for that. That is absolute gold, because that is one of the elements to me that has been sort of glossed over and that we've kind of lost in the culture. You know, it was always intended for us to, the men especially, you know, to be very smooth, very cool, relaxed, and you know, do our thing. It was all about the women. It was about, you know, pulling the girl, you know, getting with the ladies, you know what I'm saying? And you had to have some swag about yourself. That's how we got out. Charlesy, she says, no need for explanation. Just don't watch her show again. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt, but if they operate in a manner which doesn't give you positivity, then they don't deserve your attention. Charlesy, thank you for that. Now, I hope, Charlene, you saw that, and that is a very accurate statement. I'm sorry, Sharice. That's an accurate statement, Charlesy. And we know Charlesy is a no-nonsense businesswoman. She don't play no games, and that is the best medicine for that sort of behavior. But Charlesy, and this is not in a defense of that person's behavior, but keep in mind, and I want all of y'all to remember this one thing. It doesn't really pay or make sense to spend a lot of time discussing someone else's way of doing things, because here's one thing that I learned a long time ago. It doesn't matter how good or how terrible somebody is, they're going to have a following. There are going to be people who you cannot tell anything about the way they do what they do. They will worship the ground those people walk on. Think about it. People are in disruptive, dysfunctional, abusive relationships every single day. There are people who wake up to an abuser every single day, and they're okay with it. It's the same thing that applies to some of these people who say things around this community, who do things foul in this community, who take people's money unscrupulously and do things that they know they shouldn't be doing, use people, abuse people. It's the same thing, baby. And guess what? These same people will have followers. They will have people who worship the ground they walk on. I don't care how terrible they are. I don't care how great they are. Somebody gonna love them. So just let them folks love on them the best way they know how, and let them do what they do. Marky G, you get up off my reign, buddy. Yes, sir. I went ahead and jumped on the bandwagon. Quit playing. You know it. You already know that rain is sitting in the background, baby. Let's see. Somebody, I saw one up here I wanted to respond to. Some will never understand the art of dance. Lynn John, absolutely correct. Sandra Davis, you said men dance together to teach each other and the having dance battles tight. Yeah, that was pretty much, that was what it was about. It was a way to blow off steam, but let's not forget, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that it was solely a male-dominated arena, and it was not. There were plenty of women in that arena. Now, they may not have all, come away with the accolades that a lot of the guys did, but they were out there. And it's kind of unfortunate too, because I don't think a lot of women around the steppers community get the credit or the attention that they deserve. And that includes a lot of our female DJs too, because we got a couple of female DJs that's off the chain. I'm not going to get into naming no names on neither side, but I'm just saying the ladies do not get enough props. But I will say this, and it's something that I'm really enjoying watching. Kim Bowie in the house. What's up, baby? My man. One of the things that I'm enjoying seeing, there are a lot of women coming into the DJ fold. Now, if y'all been paying attention to the show over the last about year, I've been saying what we're witnessing right now, and a lot of you don't recognize it only because you don't have a point of reference and you've not been around this thing long enough. But and you can say you heard it here first, if you haven't noticed it yourself, there's a changing of the guard taking place around the entire Steppers community. We're seeing a lot of people emerge as promoters. We're watching people emerge as the up-and-coming standout dancers. We're watching new DJs come into the fold. I myself am one. We're watching a lot of things happen, and this is where, and keep in mind, and this is, I don't want to say dark or morbid, but the truth of the matter is, a lot of those who came just before me and those in my circle are beginning to actually kind of fall off. You know, we got people that are leaving here and joining the ancestors. In shorter years than we got in front of us, than we had behind us, keep in mind that in 20 years, the majority of the steppers that started this, that are still with us, won't be here. Now that's something to think about. Now I want you to really process that. This is the time we have an opportunity right here to make sure that we get it right, to make sure that the information that we need to gain, the stories, the times, the places, are archived and documented. That's why one of the reasons I do Inside Stepping. We want to know who was who, what was what, and who was where. You know, this is what's happening. Jerome Cook says breakdance examples helped him to explain man on man to his son and grandson. Excellent analogy. Very good. Let's see. Sandra Davis says, yes, you're right, Brian. I've seen some steps that men do that women do not do. Like when they fall backwards and the man catches the man, even real fancy dance steps. Well, it's true. And Sandra, also keep in mind that the original dance itself didn't involve a bunch of turns and things like that. A lot of people, because the dance has sort of shifted in a way where the whole turning and the dancing with the stars kind of look has caught on and it's become popular. It's mainly popular, and you know it's hard to complain about how some of the men dance because there are so few. The last thing you want to do is run the men off from the dance. But the fact of the matter is, when this dance started, and as it did what it was going to do in the 70s, all those turns, they were there, but they weren't the dance. Now the turns have become the dance. Now, I'm on the fence because I've said, you know, maybe they need to change the name of what's happening now because this ain't this ain't stepping. There has to be compromise. There has to be a happy medium. And because nobody is pushing one way or the other, we got to leave it alone and let it do what it's doing and take its natural course. However, I'm still of the original mindset where footwork was king. Footwork was the thing. All the turning and the spinning, the combinations, all of it is cute, but it still ain't stepping. Now, that's my opinion. Not only is it an opinion, it is a fact. And you can ask anybody who's been around this game 30 plus years, and they will tell you that. It's the producer lady. So you pull that stool.
This is Q&A. I had somebody put up something.
Bring that stool right here. Hey, Netta. That's my homie right there. Netta, listen, I appreciate you, doll.
Am I in the camera?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Okay, so a guy in Houston, Reggie Clayton, they put up this question. Since he was doing Q&As, I thought this was interesting. He said, "What's the difference between a lady that wants to dance and a lady that wants to be showcased?" Hey, Kim Bowie.
Well, I don't think that there should be a difference. I think that if the male is leading properly, she is going to be a showcase. If she wants to stand out in her dance, she has that opportunity provided her lead allows her the room and the freedom to do her dance. You know what I'm saying? It's still a partner dance, and one can't forget the other one. But if he's leading her in a way that allows her a certain level of freedom and allows for them to dance and be cohesive, then she can still be showcased. Let's keep it 100. There are, I thought about this today, as a matter of fact. Hey, Norma Wilson, Richard Hill, what's happening? Bridget, Vanilla Drop is in the building.
Hey.
I thought about this earlier today. We have so many people who are around this community that dance, but let's be honest. All these dancers are not created equal.
I mean, everybody has their
Linda,
own dance.
No. But listen to what I'm saying. Linda the Old Bird, I see you, South Carolina. This is my point. Yes, everybody has their own dance. No. They supposed to have their own dance. If you look like everybody else, you're doing it wrong. Okay. But what I'm saying is that two people should be able to go up there and look good together and stand out if they are that good a dancer. Now, this is what I'm about to get at. And I thought about this today. Just because you can dance doesn't make you an exceptional dancer. Everybody is not going to be an exceptional dancer. Now, this woman who wants to be showcased, is she qualified to be showcased? Does she have the ability?
Well, why couldn't the person be qualified? Because if you can do your own dance, your dance ain't gonna be the same as somebody else's dance. So that's
okay,
that's
but we talking about showcasing. Think about what we saying right here. Let's break this down.
We just talking about dancing on the dance floor, not in the contest.
Hold on. And then
Hey.
Kim Bowie saying two men never grab each other around the waist. Absolutely not.
Oh God, that would be awful.
but listen to what I'm saying though. When I say qualified to be showcased, you could take a woman who is not that good a dancer. Hey, Donna Marie Gibson, thank you for coming through. Jamila Salim, hey, who is not that good a dancer, and you can't showcase her if she's not prepared to receive the lead that puts her out there like that. Think about what I'm saying now. So if he's that good and she's not, is he showcasing her or is he showcasing for her?
I just read the question.
Listen, but you went against what I said though. Not against it, but you're challenging my point. So if you're gonna do that, let's break it all the way down. Okay? What I'm saying is, if as a woman you are prepared to be showcased, she has to be in a position to be the kind of dancer that if we doing our thing and I turn you loose, what you get ready to do?
I mean, the question was, what's the difference between a lady that wants to dance and a lady that wants to be showcased?
The difference is one is is going to absolutely be a more dynamic dancer. That's the difference between the two.
Some of our stronger dancers on here, can y'all answer that question? I see Bridget on there, Kim, Jamal.
Okay.
I don't know what's y'all thoughts.
I want to ask Bridget because Bridget is definitely one who could, I think, answer this. Hey, Tracy Lacey, what's up, baby? Anthony Williams, my man in ATL. Bridget, can you please give us an explanation? What is your opinion? What is the difference between a lady that wants to dance and a lady that wants to be showcased? If you could help us out with that, that would be good.
Let me see what they said on this thing, too. Somebody said attitude.
Yeah.
Somebody else just said, I just want to dance and have fun with my dance partner, enjoying the music and the moment.
She's a woman that just wants to dance.
Somebody else said the
Tracy.
stage she is called to at the club. Sometimes we both want to clown, somebody said both for them. I don't know. What's Bridget saying? Or some of the instructors, Jamal.
Kim Bowie said that man can't look good without that woman, bottom line. And I agree with that. A lot of people don't realize that this dance is actually about the women. That's a fact. Now,
and all the women love that.
And Bridget says the difference between the two is confidence. Man, thank you, Bridget. That was so simple. She just broke it all the way down with one word: confidence. Thank you. See, I knew you could handle that.
Okay, I have another question somebody put up. Now, Kim is an older dancer on here. I forgot how long Jamal said he'd been dancing. But
what's up, Fly Diva?
Hey, Diva. So this was a question somebody put on there. They said they learned to dance in 1983. Mm-hmm. They said they just went out recently, hadn't been out in maybe 15 years, and they said that they live in Chicago, and they said the dance has changed tremendously. Mm-hmm. So they was like, I don't know if I like dancing anymore. And then somebody was like, you need to take lessons and evolve. So now remember we had Andre Blackwell on the show.
With that evolve crap.
We had Andre on the show when we was at Black and Bling. And then I asked him that question. He said the same thing. People need to go take lessons. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Okay, well, hold on. Mm-hmm. Jerome Cook says, should I, as a beginner, refrain from asking more advanced dancers to dance? No. You should absolutely dance with the people that have danced the most and the best, because that is where you're going to gain your experience. One of the mistakes that I think a lot of people make is that they shy away from those type of dances. Please dance, touch as many hands as you can, because this is how you actually learn to dance. Well, I come from the watch and learn generation. I come from the time when you wanted to dance with the best people, because that's how you picked up the moves and you understood how it's supposed to feel, and you was able to operate and do your thing and learn this dance that way. Now, I'm not saying people shouldn't take lessons like what you're saying. You're saying people should take the lessons. Now,
well,
I don't. What?
When we lived in Atlanta, that was 1999, 2000. We was looking like, what are they doing? Because whenever you went home, you could still dance, and there was still people that danced like in the 80s. But then, over the years, the dance has evolved. I don't know what word you want to use, but it's changed. And you can see the difference. Because we've had this conversation before, but when we seen the world largest.
Right.
I think now, my mindset changed. I think you need to probably take some people need to take some lessons so they can understand the fundamentals.
Well, it goes back to what I said earlier, though. This goes directly back to what I said earlier about the way the dance has moved in a different direction in regard to the whole Dancing with the Stars and turning all over the place from the dance. They're two separate things. Now, I encourage.
Who was somebody put that at the bottom?
What? I encourage people to speak with individuals who have been around this for a very long time. See, here's the thing. We have a couple of different generations of dancers, okay? And this is what you got to remember. You have the original dancers who come from, I'm on the back end of that generation, watch and learn, original style dance, period. Then you have those who, when this thing kind of started to grow, and I came up with this today. I thought about it. I said, we need to start calling this way this dance is now world's largest stepping, because that's really when the dance changed. That's when the dance started going in a different direction.
New school
with people learning, learning from an 8 count. Before that, there was none. The whole reason why the world's largest itself began all this new school, old school, because that's where it came from, was because people who did not live here, who did not understand this dance,
or the history of the culture,
or none of that, felt like they couldn't compete in these contests. So in order for them to be able to compete, they had to come up with a format for that to happen. So that's where that's where this whole thing began. I think we should start calling it world's largest stepping. Why not?
I don't know. That's just crazy.
It's not crazy. No, it's not. Listen, before it was called stepping, it was called bopping, right? Mm-hmm. The cadence and the format of the dance shifted to what we knew as original. It was given a new name. Now, we know how it all happened and all that, but the point is, it was changed. The name was changed for it to be recognized as what it is now, what that was. Now we're doing something that is a spinoff of that, And I don't think that they deserve to have the same name. I just don't.
Okay, so there's two good points in here. One, somebody said, who was that? I think, was it Charles C. said that?
What?
That Andre Tick Sean danced with advanced women dancers until they got the dance.
That's right.
But now, I don't know. I'm gonna speak for some women. They've asked advanced dancers and they get turned down. So it's kind of discouraging. You'd be like, I don't even want to dance no more.
That's not necessarily true. There are some a-hole people out here that are advanced dancers, and I've watched them turn people down and snub their nose at people.
Yeah, and be making little comments and all that. So people don't want to be bothered.
Listen, but what do? You gonna go lick your wounds and go in the corner, or you gonna get to dance?
Some people sensitive.
Forget them people.
Some people sensitive.
I don't care. You either want this dance or you don't. It's as simple as that.
Then was another good point in there. Somebody had said.
Sheila said, since this is a Q&A, why are there so many debates about the dance? Is it because people are truly trying to understand the dance? Or what? Yes, people are definitely trying to understand the dance. And that's the reason why parameters and lines have to be drawn in order for people to, truly understand what we're doing. See, first of all, we have to go back. Bruce Dyer said any art form needs a discipline.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was a good one. Yeah.
You have to remember that we have to, this goes back to again, understanding where we came from with this dance. If you don't understand that, you're going to struggle understanding where we are.
But back in the day,
anybody is going to struggle with that.
You're going to go back to like back in the day, people weren't as mean and judgmental.
That's not true.
Well, I think you could ask some more advanced dance and they would dance with you and help you. I don't know. Women. I'm going to speak for women.
First of all,
the men was happy to show you back.
Let me say this. If you couldn't dance back in the day and you try to get in that circle, wasn't nobody going to touch your hand.
Oh, no. If you're talking about the circle. But I'm just talking about just
we going back in the day.
But I'm just saying if you generally went out to
generally going out to dance, people dance together, period. Everybody came out and had a good time. What I'm saying is, while we was out having a good time, people had a good time. Just as simple as that. Wasn't nobody saying, oh, he missed a turn. Oh, he can't. He this. Wasn't nobody doing all that. You either danced or you didn't. You seen the person you want to dance with if they wanted, and you danced.
Kim Bowie made a good point up there.
Where is it?
Go up a little more. Hey, Nicola. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Chris. I just saw it. He said Kim Bowie said something about you don't need to take classes. What did he say? He said about you don't need to take classes. Go in the mirror, just stand in the mirror. And he said watching.
Yeah, that's old school. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm thinking now. I changed my mind. I think people need to take maybe some.
Well,
some people may be super challengingly gifted in dancing, and maybe some need some help.
Here's what I'm saying though, and I hope a lot of y'all. I hope y'all are reading a lot of. Kim Bowie say, first of all, they need to change the name to Spinning and Turning. Exactly, because that's what they doing. Exactly my point. Thank you, Kim Bowie, a legend, a pioneer in this dance, one who was there when it started.
And then he showcases when he dances.
Yes, he does, but he can do that. And but my point is,
and he has
we are at a place now, like he just said, all this spinning and turning, that ain't stepping. It never was stepping.
Okay.
Listen, here's the whole thing. People can take classes to learn this version of the dance. Hell, I'm taking classes to learn this version of the dance.
When did you take a class? You didn't take no class. He went to. Let me tell you.
I need you to get up off me.
He went to.
This ain't about me.
One
Stop
class,
talking.
And he taught through the whole class.
Anyway, my point is, hey, don't see. Look, now you shaming me for trying to learn. See how you are? You just like the people you're talking about. You just like the people you're talking about right now.
Sitting there talking. I got video of y'all.
My point is, at the end of the day, we have no really set guidelines the way that we should in this dance. The fact is, we're at a place now where if you intend to partake in the way the dance is today, you need to learn it from one of the people who within the last 20 to 25 years shifted it to spins and turns. Learn that and you got what's happening now. You want to learn original? Go to somebody who actually knows original, not these people who are faking it and pretending like they know it because they don't. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
So
We should talk about
Sylvia
this.
Williams said,
Couples.
amen. Stepping his original footwork all day, every day, period. Matter of fact, today I watched, what's that new show Tony Dow and his daughter Dominique got going on? Steppers Network. I watched that show today.
I don't know the right name. I thought it was Universal.
Okay, well, I don't remember. Anyway, they did a show last night, and I watched it today. They had Westside Mike on there. Westside Mike made a statement that I thought was kind of funny, but it was right. He said, if you've been in the world's largest, and he said, if you can't take first place, if you can't win in original stepping, you ain't done nothing. Nah.
Really? Thank you, Bridget. She said universal stepping. Yeah.
Yeah, universal step. You know, and the
That's
point is,
interesting.
because that is stepping, there is a difference.
But that we all been talked about that 5,000 times.
It
The
doesn't
category is a little different. Just like when we was at Texas Heat.
Well, how is the category different? You know why the category is different?
Okay, well, I'm gonna use Texas
Hold
Heat.
on. You know why categories are different? World's largest.
So we're gonna go to Texas.
Did
Heat?
I just say?
I got
But
you
Texas
on that.
Heat is a spinoff of the world's
I
largest.
got
What's
that.
your point?
And then the first couple did original dance for what we know, but people that are older that know that was dancing back in the 80s. That was original. Then everybody else that came out, one couple was doing original and new. Then the rest was looking new,
Okay.
but they was in the original category.
Because they don't listen. Just because people tell you
we need a encyclopedia.
they know
for
something
stepping.
or they understand something, it doesn't mean that they do just because they popular, just because somebody know their name. You got guys out here, listen, ego is a monster in this dance. A lot of people operate off of ego. There's a lot of people, advanced dancers, who don't listen. There is no one dancer out here to me that knows everything. Okay, I take that back.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
But my point is, I can count them on one hand. The others need to go back to the lab. If it's something you lacking,
But some people
instead
might
of
be
acting like you
discontent.
just know everything. Okay, but that's fine. You can be hell. I'm content where I am. But my point is, why are you looking at me like that?
I didn't say a damn thing.
My point is,
I was looking over my glasses.
okay, but I'm making a point. It doesn't matter if there's some portion of this dance that you do not know. Don't be out here pretending like you know it. Go learn it from somebody that knows it.
Okay, so if we do the way we did back in the day and what Kim Bowie said, Kim, and you go out and go dance with some people, it's some mean girls or bullies in the dance, and some people are sensitive and they might not be able to handle all of that. They might be a little off. Because won't you be off if you just looking into YouTube and then doing it in the mirror and go dance with somebody else?
Say that again.
If you're dancing the way Kim said, the way we all learned back in the day, watch and learn, that's what you call it, and you go out and dance, or you go ask a more advanced dancer to dance, you might be a little off because you haven't practiced with anybody. I think Bridget said up there earlier, she said back in the day when you took classes, it was basically a lot of people in the class, so you could kind of dance with the people in the class. So now it's a little off. It's not that many men, and
Well, I mean, the male ego is a fragile thing. You talk about the women, shit. A lot of the men, they, you got guys. You teach them a couple of moves, they good. They want to get on the floor. But
I think at this point, the women
that's
will take
actually
it.
but that's actually not a bad thing.
The
I mean,
women will take it.
that's how we all started. We got a couple of steps, and then we improved our dance as we went along. But we got people out here who, like you said, instead of letting these people advance they dance little by little, they want to clown. Oh, you can't dance.
Don't listen to nothing I said. Now I had me some tequila.
You said
for the
that.
night.
Oh, now you want to claim drunk. See how you
I didn't
are.
claim it drunk, but I don't even remember. Did I say that?
see, y'all see what I got to put up with. See, this what I'm talking about.
I'm just being a troll.
Bridget Vanilla dropped. Payne White said, but what kills me is that anyone dancing now started from scratch. So get rid of the egos. Thank you, Bridget. You dropping gems tonight, Bridget. Thank you, ma'am.
Bridget,
dropping gems.
they were born as perfect dancers. they was born perfect dancers. They never took any lessons. They just boom magically could dance.
Mm-hmm.
What did she say?
Who?
I gotta put my glasses back on. Reading Tiffany Dominique.
Somebody,
Hey,
wait a minute. Who was that said? It's definitely a dance you can't learn from YouTube.
I don't think so.
I can't see who said that. Well, let me say this. I have met two people who have straight up told me they learned from YouTube.
I think
and
they
they were
lying.
well, they may have been, but I'll put it this way, they was damn good. I was shocked I mean, if it's true,
I think. Well, I'm not gonna say they were lying, but I don't know. I
Tiffany
think they were
Dominique in the
stretching
building
truth.
down there in Florida. What's up, y'all? You think they was telling you don't think she was telling the truth? They was telling the truth?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I ain't got no heaven or hell to put them in.
Kurt, Bridget and Kurt, y'all gonna come like twice a month so we can have an instructor. We can have an instructor here.
Reggie Miles said he gonna take some lessons. What's up, Bianca Simpson? I see you. Yeah.
I'm gonna take some one day. We get an instructor.
Reggie Miles be clowning.
So Tiffany Dominique said, I agree. I once heard that no one person knows everything about the dance. Now, to me, this is true because everyone understands or reaches from what they got from the dance. Style, confidence, count, no count, etc. plays a part.
Ruth Brown wants to know where she can learn to bop. Ruth Brown, where you live at? Because if you in Chicago or anywhere thereabout, you got plenty of boppers, and I'm gonna recommend Reggie Miles right off the top. As a matter of fact, you want to learn to bop, get you some more people together. If you don't live in Chicago, and send for Reggie, and he'll come down there and teach y'all to bop. Ain't that right, Reggie Miles?
Reggie gonna kill you. I said something on the show, and he said he's gonna get me. He had all people.
Jerome Cook says it's a blow to the ego when you get a bunch of no's. I just shake it off until I get at least a couple of dances in. Hey,
agree.
Jerome, man, don't worry about that, bro. Real talk. Get your dance on, man.
I asked some guys to dance. They turned me down. Boy, I talked shit all the way over there for about
Super
10
Cool
minutes.
Max say disagree. You can learn from YouTube. I did.
Really?
Look here, Jerome. Look here, man. Get your dance on, bro. Take your time. Learn what you need to learn. Pay attention. Be a student of the game. The best dancers, listen to me. The best dancers in this community are students of the game. The most advanced dancers in this game are students of the game. They are constantly learning. I watched, and I'm going to just tell y'all like this, and I'm going to go ahead and drop his name. I saw Tick in somebody's class one time, not long ago, paying attention to some things. And I thought to myself, well, he is not above either learning or setting an example. Either one was all right by me. Point being, he don't have the ego in such a place where he feels like, oh, they're going to see me in this line.
Yeah,
I'm going to look
Doc
like,
even
I'm
said
gonna,
he take classes.
there you go. And Doc, one thing I got to give a shout out to him, and he told me this one day, we were sitting around talking, and he said, man, look, he said, one thing they don't understand about me, he said, when every single year, win, lose, or draw, he said, I come off that stage, and I start, get my new partner lined out. He said, and we start practicing immediately. It don't be a week. The next day, he starts practicing for the following year. Now, there's a lot of people who think they don't need it. They don't think they got to do it. They don't think, I'm going to do this, and then we'll get to the contest, and it is what it is. But that man practices all year long. And then you wonder why he wins.
Yeah, so some people think
You
if
wonder
you take
why
the
Tick
classes,
wins.
like, it's something wrong. And I see what Jesse just said, always a student. I think
Always.
I know some of the superstar dancers, I don't know what you want, professional dancers or more advanced dancers. I've definitely heard them all say they always taking classes and sharpening their skills.
Adrian Banfield Norris says, find a good instructor, but at the end of the day, you got to get out there and dance. And you got to go to Chicago at some point.
Oh, yeah. That's
Thank you,
definitely-
Adrian, for
yes.
that. Absolutely 100% on point.
Yeah,
That
that
though-
cracks me up with the instructors, and they've never even been to Chicago. That is just don't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
And those are all facts. Bianca said, if you're going to try to take it to the competitive level, you need more than YouTube. Oh, absolutely, Bianca. Definitely. Let's see. Yeah, so, and Adrian, to touch on your point about finding a good instructor, y'all know I'm always on, an advocate for people being very careful about who they give their money to in learning this dance. You got people out here who genuinely want to see you learn, who want to make you better. Then you got those who are more interested in catching your $15, $20, $25 every week. So you got to be careful about that.
You see what Chris said from Dallas. She said she took classes from a very popular instructor, and he never taught anything about the culture or the history.
Right. Well, let me say this to you, Chris. Also, keep in mind, everybody and their mama calls themselves an instructor these days, and just remember, they can't teach you what they don't know. There are a lot of people who think because they've learned to count to 8 or they've been in the world's largest that automatically they become instructors, and it's just not that simple. I know plenty of people who are great dancers, but that does not articulate to a good instructor. Simply because you can do something does not mean you can explain that dance or show that dance the way that it's supposed to be executed to a student. And you have to also keep in mind that every student doesn't learn the same. So if your technique of teaching is not strong enough to be able to convey that information to someone where they clearly understand it and can execute it, then you are not an instructor. You're a good dancer, not an instructor.
Read what Kim said.
Kim Bowie said that's not true. When you dance in the contest and you didn't win, that don't make you not good in this dance. I beat George Macaroni and turned around and lost to Ty Skippy hands down. And I know what I can do, and everybody else know what I can do. And some people win contests that shouldn't have won. So what's the difference?
That's a good point.
Kim Bowie, I can't answer that one, baby.
Hey, Jamal was on it. He's the judge. Put your 2 cents in there on that one. I mean, some people just have good days and some have bad days.
Absolutely.
Too.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you
like
something.
Boxing, you know.
I'm gonna tell you something. Something that I've heard a lot lately, and this is something that every year, whenever the world's largest comes around, you will hear this said, and it was in fact said on Inside Stepping during the world's largest this year. It's anybody's night. We all know that there are great dancers who come forward every year. There are those who are making their bones, if you will, when they walk up on that stage. They're taking their shot at it. But the simple fact is, and I believe I heard Westside Mike say this on their show last night, you can have a crowd screaming for you, and everybody you could have had everybody and their mama buy tickets to come see you dance, but you got to deal with them judges. And if your dance ain't up to par, and it ain't on point, them judges. And then the other thing is, unfortunately, we have problems where sometimes those judges don't necessarily like somebody. You have situations where, some judges don't be paying attention. The list goes on. You got sometimes where, a judge have a favorite. Now, I'm not saying that these are the things that take place on every occasion, and I'm not saying that this is a regular occurrence, but I am saying that you just don't know. You don't know what's on somebody's mind that night. You don't know if somebody's going to have a bad night on the floor. You don't know if somebody's going to have a wardrobe malfunction.
Super nervous.
Or unfortunately, we had someone a few years ago slip off the stage. I mean, you just don't know. It's anybody's night.
Hey, Phyllis.
Bottom line is you bring your A game and you let the chips fall where they may.
Now, Tracy just made a good point, and I definitely like here where we are San Antonio. There's no instructor, so anyone that's looking for a new place to move that teaches. Read what Tracy said. She was replying to Bridget Button.
Okay, Tracy's response to Bridget was, especially people outside of Chicago, we don't have the same opportunity to get it in, but we're studying to be the best we can outside the Mecca. Absolutely, Tracy Lacey. And I know y'all put in work in Houston. I got to give y'all props.
But now let me
consistent and everything.
Let me ask this or say this: when you outside of the Mecca and you don't have an instructor, so then it's everybody just kind of helping everybody, right? And maybe they're not that great at the dance. What are you supposed to do? And if they don't have the bankroll to be flying people in and housing them and all of that, what do you guys recommend people to do if they want to dance?
Well, hold on. Why wouldn't they have a bankroll?
No, I'm just saying, if the people in a little small town don't have the money to fly a person in and put them in a hotel and all
if it's going to be people, okay, here, I'm going to make that real simple for you. If there's people, then that means they should collectively pool their money and make sure that instructor gets what he needs in terms of being there and getting things, getting what they need done. That should be a no-brainer. Now, if it's only a couple of them, it would probably serve them better to go wherever the instructor is.
Okay. Replying to you, Nicola. No, you're not teaching. Where's the
Listen,
class? I'm gonna be
Nicola.
happy to go. She being a troll.
Nicola, you trolling right now. We ain't having that. Don't make me come
There's
over
no
there.
class anybody can go
I'ma
to
have
right
Leo-
now.
I'ma
I
have
got
Leo-
6 people to call me, ask for a class this week.
I'm gonna have Leo
There's
bite
no
you.
class.
Let's see. Smiling Happily says, I danced with an older gentleman at GDI who was standing on the walls. I had great dancers. There are other great dancers who don't have the title. Absolutely.
Oh,
one of
yeah,
the
I definitely agree
things,
with
and
that.
let me tell you something. One of the things, and somebody said travel to the Mecca. Let me show you something. One of the things that was Vonda Powell said that you need to remember, and I tell people this
Atlanta
all the
was
time.
good, too.
I've been saying this, and I'm gonna continue to say it. When you go to Chicago, really and truly, the best time to go to Chicago is when it ain't nothing going on.
Yeah.
See, one of the mistakes a lot of people make, they think when they go there during a big event, oh, I'm going to Chicago, everybody gonna be there. Yeah, but you ain't gonna get the kind of attention you would get if ain't nothing going on. Go to Chicago on an off weekend when everybody is in town, ain't nobody flying around the country, ain't a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Remember that time we went?
Go there during the week, hit Visions on Wednesdays, hit the Blue Note on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Hit the 50 on Fridays. You got
Heroes on
Sunday.
The Grand Ballroom
You got
on Sunday.
yeah, you got plenty of places. And let me show you
Then
what's
all
going to
the
happen.
little- The hole in the wall.
You're going to meet people that you ain't never laid eyes on. And it's some cold. Let me tell you something. It's some cold steppers in Chicago, baby, that you don't even know their name. You'll be lucky if you see them once in a blue moon. Check it out. I'm telling you, go when it ain't nothing happening. Your dance will change overnight, damn near.
Yeah.
If I had a dime for every time we took somebody with us to Chicago, that when they left there, they was like, now I get it. It was like all of the switches got clicked, all the switches got flipped, and they got it. It ain't nothing like it, baby. You're not gonna get that energy. You're not gonna get that flavor. You're not gonna get that charisma, that charm, none of that nowhere else. I don't care how hard you
And
try.
I warn the
I don't
ladies.
care what you do. And like my
Don't look
wife,
in the men's eyes.
like my wife said, look, she got in trouble.
Time they
Somebody,
get through twirling you around in their arms, they stare at you, give you them eyes. You
look,
done, ladies.
Look, hey, Sheila Watkins, the get down is real, baby. Look, somebody called here and told Poppy, we gonna need you to stop saying that. Don't be telling these women not to look us in our eyes. Hey, y'all gonna get caught up. I'm just saying. I know some that have. Don't even know it yet. But look at here. The bottom line is, y'all, if you love this dance the way I love this dance and want to continue and watch it grow and flourish and be the best that it can be the best that you can be. Sometimes we got to give each other a pass. Sometimes we got to just say, you know what? Okay, so that person didn't want to dance with me. It's okay. Move on to the next one.
Just gotta have thick skin.
Ladies in particular, let me say this to y'all. Men, we are accustomed to rejection. That's a part of our life. Every single day. Every day we walk down the street and we see a fine sister and we want to, hey, let me holler at you. I ain't got time to holler at you. Pew!
Especially if you said,
Hey, you know how many times that happened to a man in a week? If we let that stop us, none of y'all will have a man. We'd be like, I ain't talking to her. I ain't getting ready to get rejected. We wouldn't get nowhere. I'm saying the same thing to you about this dance. Listen, one man don't want to dance, the next one will. Keep it moving. I'm telling you what it is. And fellas, Jerome, my man, don't let none of these people that tell you no discourage you, brother. You should be used to that. Your skin ought to be thick. You ought to know what it is. Move on to the next one, bro. And the funny thing is, you got some women out here that love this dance so much, they gonna enjoy themselves regardless. I don't care how bad you lead, how good you lead, it doesn't matter. Some of these women are gonna dance with a smile on their face. Why? Because they dancing. And also remember, we don't know why the person that you standing in front of is there that night. We don't know why. We don't know if they had a bad breakup that day. We don't know if they going through some financial troubles. We don't know if they got a parent at home that's convalescing or on hospice. We don't know none of this stuff. Let's just go out and embrace one another. hold each other's hands and do this dance and give one another the pleasure of enjoying the partnership that you share with that individual for them 3 minutes and move on.
Look, somebody said all that money you spend at these events is worth just traveling to the Mecca.
Now that's true.
Yeah, the party's $5, $10
That is
free.
true. Hey, Candy Stokes, I see you. What's happening? Dennis Moore in the building.
Hey, Dennis. I said, amen.
Lenora, what's happening? Diane Dabney's in the building. Y'all need to check Diane out. Go to Chicago on a Wednesday. Hit Visions. Diane the Dabneys doing what they do. The dynamic Dabneys in the building.
Miss Dabney, I need you to call the airlines and tell them to give me a good rate for a Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't ever find a good rate to get there on
Rhonda
Wednesday.
Johnson was happening. My man Big O in the building was happening. Collaboration is real, baby. Yeah, and he said we're going to show out in Clarksville, baby. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we will be in Clarksville, Tennessee, New Year's Eve for the Clarks Vegas Steppers Get Down. That's Josiah Burt and his wonderful wife, Tanya. My man Pony Mac and myself will be the musical engineers for that evening, along with who we got for, the instructors.
Greg
Dixon, Joe, and Lenore. Lady
yeah.
Lenore. Yeah, it's going down. We're going to have a real one.
I think this is my first time I'm actually sit through a whole class.
Sheila Watkins says the Get Down contest next year is $10,000.
Wow.
All you folks who want to understand
Do it the first
original dance,
in November.
you better get ready because the Get Down is going down. Sheila Watkins, GAW, grown ass woman in the building.
Y'all hear that, Scorpios? We could go to Chicago for our birthday.
Sandra Davis said, that's right. Being a caregiver of parents is tough. Absolutely.
Oh, yes. The majority of the people now, all our parents is in that age group that people are watching parents, and they've taken this dance for relief.
Y'all all need to be, if you in the Chicagoland area, y'all need to be at Visions tomorrow night because Diane Dabney is celebrating her birthday tomorrow night.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday, Diane. I wish we were there. Wish we'd have known sooner. Kim Bowie said one more thing before I get off of here. People, this dance is your dance. This dance really not a routine. Make it your dance. Thank you, Kim Bowie. Absolutely, my brother.
Kim Bowie should have just got on the show.
I've been trying to drag Kim Bowie's tail on here for a minute. We gonna get him. I'm gonna get you, Kim.
Better take
Tell
that
you
little
now,
clip
I'm coming.
you had at
I'm coming for you, Kim Bowie. We're gonna get you on this show, buddy. I want to hear what you got to say.
Ambassador.
Oh, Ambassador Kevin Neville's in the building.
No Sagittarius. No. We're gonna let y'all have y'all season because the Scorpios cut up.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, you cut up.
Yeah, I did.
You partied all damn month. Anyway.
I thought I was 21. My body let me know different.
See there? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna cut it. We're already over an hour, which is I didn't expect this to go this long. I guess I say that every daggone time, don't I?
Yeah, I know he could talk 6 hours.
This has been a very vigorous conversation. But now let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Next week's show, I'm gonna just tell you. I'm gonna give you a preview of what's getting ready to happen. Now, some of y'all that been around Inside Stepping for a while know that last year I did a show. It might have been the year before. Was it last year? I did a show about dating, sex, and marriage in the Steppers community.
Oh, Lord. We can do
Next
that.
week, we will be doing part 2. Dating, sex, and marriage with a twist. Next week,
What's the
with
twist?
my guest, you'll see,
Oh,
with
Lord. I don't even know nothing about this.
with my special guest, L.A. Chase. Oh, it's gonna be a great show. You look at you even like, oh, yeah. Next week's show, baby, is gonna be off the scale. I'm telling you now,
This
you're
might
gonna
be
want.
rated. You might even have to put a rating on this.
You're
one.
gonna want to tune
Look,
in for
Ambassador
this one.
said no.
You're gonna want to tune in for this one. I promise you, it's gonna
and
be.
we still gonna do Sean.
Yeah, we got. Well, I'm working on something with that. Sean Ballantyne will be coming on to discuss his thing with this step career. We're gonna have to do actually a special show for him, but it's cool. I'm looking forward to it. So
Now the Get Down is real.
oh yes.
I'm scared.
Somebody said, "Where's the first show?" If you go on my YouTube page, go on the YouTube page, and just scroll back or just type in Inside Stepping Love Sex, and it should pop right up. Just go to the YouTube page. It is on there.
Yeah, sounds X-rated. I agree.
It ain't gonna be X-rated. We gonna keep.
It's gonna be lots of profanity.
We gonna well, you know, L.A. Chase. He kind of, he a little loose with it, but it's okay though. And trust me, he's on a plane right now on his way back to L.A. If he wasn't on his way back to L.A., we would have probably done something like that tonight. But we're gonna do it for next week. So.
Yeah, next week that's gonna be interesting.
Yes, it's gonna be a great show.
I got something to say. I got a good one. To throw a question out there for him. I like what Sheila just put on there. She's looking for 7 judges that understand the dance.
I don't even know why you putting that on here.
And got the skills. If interested, inbox me.
Sheila, I'm gonna provide you with a list of whom I think you should consider.
She had Casper at one time.
But the whole thing, but here's the thing though. The problem, Sheila, that I see for you is that with a purse at 10 racks, most of the people who are qualified to judge that are going to probably be in it.
Yeah.
But
you got to do like Nike. Nike put stipulations of who could be in the contest. Yeah. Hey, Sheila, what categories are you going to have? We need to get Sheila on the show.
She just said to get down.
Oh, just to get down?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Sheila, you let us know what the categories are, if there are any other than straight, original, and we'll go from there.
Kim Bowie, Sousa, Jamal, but Jamal and
Jamal say Motor City with DJ Vale this Saturday, Sagittarius Party, NSYNC, aka The Building.
We got to get to Detroit.
Yeah, I know. We've been saying that. She said all categories. Okay, cool. We'll look forward. Sheila, make sure you get me that information so we can put it out there when we start getting your thing wound up for next year. My man Jamal said he got your back, Sheila, so he's a judge extraordinaire. So, all right. That it? That's it.
We already said we're going to be with New Year's Eve, Clarksville.
Yes, we'll be in
Anybody
Clarksville
looking for something to do? It's only $45 weekend. Clarksville.
Yes, $45 weekend. Let me see. Where's my flyer at?
Pony Mac, Lenore, and Greg Dixon are teaching classes. Greg Dixon, boy, is he teaching walking?
Yes.
Ooh, Lord.
Greg Dixon will be teaching walking. Let's see. Here we go.
That's going to be a real good class.
Yep. All right, we got Clarks Vegas Steps New Year's Eve celebration Saturday and Sunday, December 30th, 31st. Hotel options, Holiday Inn Express, which is $104 a night, and the Candlewood Suites, which is $114 a night. And they're both like right down the street from each other, but they're right by the place we're going. This is a $45 weekend pass. Saturday workshops, Greg Dixon, 10 to 11:30 for walking. Lady Lenore, 11:30 to 1, women's beginners and intermediate. Sunday workshop, Josiah Burt, 10 to 1:30, all original. You're going to want to get that one.
This gonna be
musical
good.
engineers, Pony Mac and myself, DJ Be Real. For the Saturday day set, there will be at Governor Square Mall, 2801 Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, Clarksville, Tennessee. That's from 1 to 6. And the Saturday night set from 9 to 12, American Legion Post 233 on Fort Campbell Boulevard. And Sunday, New Year's Eve at Valor Hall. And we will be broadcasting live inside.
And all the workshops are $20.
Yep.
And the weekend pass is $45.
It's going down, just so
not
y'all
bad.
know.
Not bad at all. Hey, Samsonite.
DJ Samsonite in the building. What's up, man?
See, I asked Samsonite to dance. He turned me
Benicia
down.
Lady D. Porto. Did he turn you down, baby?
Yes, Samsonite.
Samsonite turned you down?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I was going to go see Samsonite. Hey, player, what's up? My wife ain't good enough? What? What's up? No.
I was being a troll, Samsonite.
Chris said, can I see your hair? Oh, Lord. Here. Let's see.
He got all these hair fans. I'm practicing Frederick Douglass number 2.
Yeah, whatever.
See, I had a part of it. It got all jacked up again.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for coming in, tuning in, hanging out. I want to thank y'all, all my donors. Thank you. All the people who have purchased paraphernalia and shirts and things of that nature. Thank you.
And somebody inboxed me. They bought an extra large and they need a large. I don't know.
If you're on here, please respond.
Yes, because my phone erased all the messages because I was playing around with
Sheila,
it.
you cannot have my hat. Somebody called Michael Samsonite Uncle Daddy. Oh, damn. That's your new name, DJ Uncle Daddy. Sandra Nixon said, I want my shirt.
Sandra, inbox me or call me, either one.
Okay. Sheila Watkins says there will be preliminaries February at the 50-yard line. Must qualify for there will be preliminaries in February for the contest at the 50-yard line.
Ooh,
Okay.
what's the date for that?
Well, in February.
I mean, but we need to
Prelim.
know.
Yeah, give us a date.
Because you know the
Sheila, you know.
GDI is
yeah,
in February.
yeah, Heritage
Tiffany's
Ball
event
is
in
February.
February.
Yeah. So, yeah, let us know what the date is. All right. All right. We are going.
Inbox me for anybody who wants a shirt.
Because we
or
will.
text me. Hold
My wife will keep talking. Go
on. You
ahead.
got a lot of nerve. 678-857-1900. 678-857-1900. Text me or inbox me on Facebook. All right. Good night,
We
you
outta here.
guys. Thank
Cheryl,
you.
what's up, baby? You coming in all late. All right, DJ Uncle Daddy, we going to holler at you. Peace.
Love you guys. Bye. Thank you.
Yes, yes. We love all y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. We getting up out of here. The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of its hosts, Urban Arts Enterprises, its advertisers, or affiliates, and are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
You're 17 minutes over. You got to put money in the box.
Man, you better go on.
You like Joe Madison.
Never measure an event by the quality of the people in attendance, but by the quantity of memories you create with the people who are present. I'm like, who?
Joe Madison. He cusses. He got to put money in the box.
Man, you better go on with that. You trouble.
Overtime.
You fired.
The collaboration is real.
Collaboration is real. You fired.
Real said.
You fired.
I quit.
Bye.
Are you eating dinner?
Yup.